Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a blessed day. I'm here with an amazing man, a mentor to me, and also a mentor to a lot of younger kids. He was my old basketball coach, but now he's an author. And we're here to promote his new book, Depressed with a Smile, which, this book was very wonderful. It meant a lot to me. Uncle Jamar,
What's up?
how was it writing your first ever book? A lot of people don't do stuff like that, so.
Well, it was very scary to put my feelings and what I went through, my trauma, out for the world can see. But I'm so glad I did it because I'm not the only one going through what I went through.
Yeah, I mean, this book is very relatable to a lot of younger kids growing up. And you talk a lot about faith in this book, too.
Yes, sir.
Would you say that your role as a mentor and as a coach influenced you on how you approach this book?
Absolutely. There's a point in the book that it just speaks to the younger generation, for them not to feel so peer pressure, because this world now that we live in is social media and everything, and there's a lot of peer pressure with that. So it's a chapter in there that speaks to the young people, telling them that they don't have to live in the social media world and have to go through their standards. They can make their own way because it is possible.
Yeah, amen to that. There's a lot of outer struggles, a lot of different things distracting younger kids nowadays. So, like I said, this book really touched me.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, and what challenges did you face during this whole entire process?
So I went through this back in 2015. Well, that's when my uncle passed back in 2015. And I went through my whole, journey of going through that, made the book. So I want to say, so back in 2020, that's when I first started to just put it in my notes, what I was feeling. Just writing down what I felt at that time, how I was feeling. At that time, I just wanted to write a letter and send it to my
really?
family, just to tell them how I was feeling at that moment. So I just wrote it down and didn't do nothing with it, forgot all about it.
For how long?
That was back in 2020.
Oh,
We in
okay.
2025. So 5 years later, I pick it back up, find it in my phone, and I'm like, oh, snap. I forgot about this. I need to do something with it. And to go back and to reread what I went through, it kind of brought tears to my eyes.
Yeah.
To know that back then, 5 years ago, I was a broken individual that ready to throw everything away. But now look at me 5 years later, I'm happy, I'm married, I got a great family, great support system. I'm mentoring a lot of people day in and day out. Just imagine if I would have done what I thought that was right at that moment. So it did brought some challenges, but so I finished pretty much. It was pretty much done.
Yeah.
So I just finished it up with adding some more stuff to it, send it to some people, and got it done.
Yeah. I think anybody who reads this book will enjoy how vulnerable you were.
Yes.
You talked about your uncle. You talked about, you and your aunt not seeing eye to eye. Were there any parts you didn't include that that felt too vulnerable to talk about?
No, I put it all out there. I wasn't too graphic on what my thought process was.
Yeah.
When in the moment that I felt, what I felt, I wasn't graphic or what I really was thinking, but I gave you a little insight of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So, that was one of the things that I felt like I was vulnerable, but not too vulnerable to scare anyone that is a new reader or, really just trying to look for help.
Yeah.
So the reason why I wrote this book, just for somebody, if they just need help.
Yeah.
Just,
Nah, it had a good sense of not too much vulnerability, but a good amount of faith. You
Yes.
You included a lot of quotes from the Bible
Yes, sir.
in here. Again, you said the writing process was 5 years later. Most books are written down in maybe a month setting, back to back. So that's definitely a unique writing process. It shows that, you got to finish the book when you were done growing, when you
Yes.
felt like you were that right person to, share this
Yes.
story and be a part of the other side, You're speaking to a lot of people who were at a place you were before, showing where they can be now, a happy person. You have a wife now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How did your faith play a role in your healing?
Faith is huge to me. I grew up in church all my life. Um, and so faith is very, very big in my life. As of now, I am a drummer. I play drums and I do sing. So during the process of me going through what I was going through, I just moved to West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a church home at that time when I was at West Palm, but I was visiting churches and stuff like that. But me not being grounded and rooted in the church kind of gave like some insight so the devil can come in and really play with my mind. So he can put those type of things in my mind for me to feel that type of way. But me having people in my life that know how to pray, that know when to pray, that knows when something ain't right with me, even though I'm putting on a smile in front of everybody else, but deep down inside I'm broken.
Yeah.
But they know the real, like they know how to see through that because of the faith and because of God giving them, the vision and them knowing like, nah, this ain't you. What's really going on? So I would say prayer works. Prayer really do works. Even when you feel like you don't want to pray, even when you feel like God left you, he, in his word, he said he will never leave you or forsake you. It's just that when you're feeling so down, when you're feeling so low, you feel like everybody just leave you, but God is still there.
Amen.
God is still there. So faith is really big in my life and really big for this book as well, because it was a lot of prayer and a lot of faith that got me over.
Yeah. If it was you praying to God or others praying for you, it shows that you could even have a good community around yourself.
Yes, sir.
But, battling with depression is something that you can only fight on your own mentally. If you're not trying to, if you have people praying for you, but you're not, praying yourself, if you're not diving into that word.
If you're not putting in the work yourself.
Yeah. You're gonna stay in a rabbit hole.
Because the Bible said faith without work is dead. So you have to put your faith to work. If you want to get out of what you're going through, you have to put your faith to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could be down to the ground with nowhere else to go. That's a great place to be because there is only one place to go.
Yep.
It's up.
Yeah, amen.
There's only one place. If you're down to your last bottom and you seem like you can't go nowhere else, there's only one more place you can go, is up.
Yep.
And you have to do that with the strength of God.
Yeah. You spoke about how whether you were at Palm Beach or when you came back down, that, a lot of people couldn't tell what you were battling with because to them, you were a sunshine.
Yeah.
You were a smile to see every day. You could make them laugh. You didn't have too many off days to the public, but by yourself, that was a battle you faced. Who for anyone who hasn't read the book, who was the person to really call you out and be like, wow, I see that you're struggling. You're putting on a facade, but she called you when you were in need.
My godmother. My godmother, she called me. So let me rewind a little bit. So when I was here the first time, I was working at a school down in Homestead. And I just buried myself into coaching, into working, into everything. And I was starting to notice I was more happy when I was at practice or when I was around my kids and when I was mentoring them and, talking to them. So I just buried myself into that. Once I got home, and it's just the stillness of me being at home or watching TV or doing anything, that was one of the hardest parts. So that's why I always kept busy. So when I moved to West Palm Beach, I'm thinking, a change of scenery is going to help. I'm going to be good, but it's not true because it followed me up there as well. So I'm up there for a good 2 years going through what I'm going through. My godmom called, and we just having a simple conversation. Then she just say, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I'm good, I'm good." You know how we all say we good even though we not good, but we just still say we good. So I said, "I'm good." She said, "No, you're not. You don't sound right. Something going on." So then I told her, I don't know what it is, but around this time every year, I get so angry to the point that I want to hurt someone. Like I'm I'm always laughing. I'm always joking. Like I don't want to hurt nobody. Like that's not me.
Yeah.
But I just get so angry that I want to hurt somebody. And she said, "What happened?" So I told her my uncle passed January 15th, and she was like, "You didn't grieve." Then the moment that she said that, it was just like a whole bunch of weight just came off me. Like I just broke down and cried and was like, wow, I did not grieve. Grieving is one of the hardest things a human have to do, especially when you love someone and you always depend on them and you see them. Probably not every day, but just to hear their voice. The Bible say that you should rejoice when they leave, and you should cry when they be born into this world. But it's so hard because we do the opposite. We cry when they leave, and we rejoice when they come. It's hard.
Yeah.
Because loving someone and then now losing them, and now you will never be able to speak to them again.
It's one of the hardest things to deal
One
with.
of the hardest things to deal with, especially if y'all, because me and my uncle, we was already close. When I graduated and when I started driving him to dialysis appointments, or he had like little major little surgeries like to clean out his graft and stuff like that, that bond started getting like stronger and stronger.
And you mentioned he didn't have to make you laugh. You were just so invested in what he had to say.
Yeah, like that man there, he was a smart and a musician too. Like he played the guitar, and he loved music, and I guess that's where I get my music
Yeah.
inclined from too,
100%.
from that side of the family. So it was just once that bond started getting strong and strong and strong, and now it just boom, it's gone.
Yeah.
Like that was.
At that time of your life, did you feel like you couldn't keep going, even though you did?
I I felt like I could. I kept going, but the way that the enemy was playing with my mind, it was just a lot.
Yeah.
Because I was ready to throw my whole life away.
So what was the most memorable time that you wrote in the book where you couldn't feel like you could keep going?
When I was at work, and I got into an altercation with one of the assistant principals. It was to the point that we was ready to fight. Like, and that's not me. Everybody know me. Everybody know all the principals I work for. Like,
Yeah.
that's not me at all. And then a couple days later, I blew up on a counselor, which I called my friend. And that went totally like, then that day, that day was just like totally off, like
Yeah.
off. And I said, you know what? I need help. I need help. So I was mentioning to one of my other coworkers, like, I think I need a therapist. I think I need I said it, but I never moved on it.
Yeah.
I never did anything about it. I just always said. So that was one of the big low points
Yeah.
of my depression, what I was going through.
Did you ever, after that, go to therapy?
No, I never went to therapy. I always said it, but I never went.
Yeah. I mean, you wrote in the beginning of the book, I think it was Proverbs 19:20, that, like, with your uncle, you know, you just really liked to hear what he had to say, and it was good to seek advice. So I feel like, you know, therapy is good. And if you're looking for a therapist, you know, go to mindmen.org. If you know, looking for any therapeutic needs, we have great therapists to help you there.
Well, I will say, I didn't go to a therapist, but my godmom is a therapist.
Okay.
So I didn't go to one, but my godmom is
You
one.
know, I'm pretty sure that's a little against the rules, but
So
you allow it, you know. Yeah, Proverbs 19:20 said, "Listen to advice and accept instruction, that you may gain wisdom in the future." So we know you did that with the Bible. You know, we know you did that with your uncle. You do that for a lot of people now. You know, you give them advice. You know, you've given me advice. You've given my other teammates advice, and you know all the students that you've seen from here on out. How many of them have read your book?
I don't know offhand how many, because the book came out in the summer.
Yeah.
So, you know, everybody's traveling now and is on vacation. But I know when school start back, I know the sales will go back up again. But a couple of my students and former students read the book. One of them actually, he's going to the 9th grade.
Really?
And just Tuesday, him and his mom came up to me and said, "Coach, we read your book. We halfway done. We had to break it down in pieces." She said, "It's a lot there, so we had to break it down in pieces." So, quite a few of my kids done read the book.
What's been the most surprising reaction so far?
One of my friends, I can say, she called me and said, "I read your book. This is heavy." I'm like, "Huh?" Like I wasn't understanding what she was saying. She was like, "This is heavy." She said, "What I'm reading is heavy." She said, I had to stop, put it down for the night, and I'll pick it up in a day or so, because she just lost her mom. And she said, "I see myself in this book." And she was like, this is heavy. So, and when she finished it, she like, "This is great, like great book." Another one of my friends, she read it, and from her feedback, it was great because she is a therapist. And she read it and she was like, "This can help so many people." The questions that I put in the book, she said those type of questions that we ask people when they're going through something similar. So, and that just let me know what I'm...
This book is amazing. People are going to read it at different times of their life.
Yeah.
But what do you hope people experience when reading Depressed with a Smile?
I just want them to get an understanding and to know that there is help. You don't have to do it alone. And I also included the hotline number in there as well. There's help. You don't have to do it alone. Just look at my story. Just look at me. What I went through, and you definitely can do the same. You can get out the rut that you're in, but you need to put in the work.
Yeah.
If you don't put in the work, it will not happen. I did not just sit there once my godmother called me and said, we had that conversation, and she told me what it was. I did not just stop right there. So I went back, and I asked for forgiveness to my boss,
Yep.
and to my counselor, and to all the people that I hurt, because that wasn't me. I had to start there with forgiving. And hopefully they forgave me for what I done. I started writing, like putting notes in my phones, how I was feeling. Like what I could have done better that day. Stop isolating myself from people. Oh, I was good at that.
Yeah.
just isolate my. Nah, I'm good. I don't want to go out. Nah, I'm good. I just stay. Nah, I'm good. I just be in my room. And that's what the devil wants you isolated so he can play with your mind.
Mm.
So we can't be isolated. Get out. Get around your family. Get around your friends. Go to church. Do something. Don't just sit around and be isolated. That is no good.
For someone listening right now, smiling through the pain, what would you say to them?
Get out.
You heard
Get
them,
out.
ladies and gentlemen. Get out. It's not good to be isolated. Go be around your friends, your family. Spend time with loved ones.
And also find someone that you trust. That is very important. Find someone that you trust with everything, because we all need someone to talk to.
Yeah.
We
Staying
all need
idle is
someone.
the devil's timing. So
Yes, sir. So finding somebody that you trust right now. If you're going through, if you're depressed with a smile right now, find somebody that you can go and talk to, and and tell them all about your issues. Pray and ask God to give you wisdom and knowledge on how to move from this point out. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be at a snap of a finger. It's going to take time. Everything, and the Bible says God's timing is not our timing. So we have to wait on his timing for us, but you have to put in the work.
From a strong, tall, young black man like yourself, that's very wise. I feel like a lot of men are told to, man up,
Yes, sir.
get over it.
Yes, sir.
Did that ever happen to you?
Oh, yeah. Listen, I was born in 1992. So, yeah, a lot of that happened. That was the way that we grew up. You know what I'm saying? No, you can't cry. No, just suck it up. Keep going. And I understand that to a sense. But when it comes to mental health, it's okay. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to cry. As a man, it's okay to cry. It's okay to get it out. You don't have to be serious and hard all the time.
Yeah.
That's not healthy. Jesus wept. Jesus cried. So what make us better than him that we can't?
You're right. Nothing makes us better than Jesus. Is there a chapter in the book that you think will hit hardest for readers? And if you don't have a specific chapter in mind, which chapter hit hardest for you? Or maybe your wife?
Well, because in the book there are different chapters for different people.
Exactly.
Like the one that I did. This is Legacy of Healing. The reason how this chapter came about, and this is funny and I laugh every time, and it blows my mind. So I'm at work, and I'm sitting on the golf cart at lunchtime, so we all outside. I make sure the kids, they good and while they're at lunch. And one of my ninth graders come up to me, and she with her friend, she was just like, how do I get over depression? And I looked at her and I'm saying, what? How do I get over depression? Like, it's frustrating. Like, I just feel like, So I pulled out my phone and I showed her the title of what I was working on, because I was in the middle of writing a book at that time. And she was like, Coach D, no. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And that was a sign from God that I need to put in a message to the younger generation that now, because back in the days when I grew up, we didn't have social media. Like, it wasn't that cyberbullying then. Like, we didn't have to worry about that. So, but now the kids of today, they have to. So I put in, this chapter to speak to them, to let them know that everything's gonna be okay, man. You just have to just keep going, and don't let people that do not pour into your life control your life. Don't give them the space. It's easier said than done, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Don't let people that don't have no say-so or no control over your life, don't give them that power.
Yeah.
To dictate how you feel and how you move and how you should think. Because peer pressure is real. It is real. But don't give them that space to put you in that predicament to have peer pressure, to be peer pressure.
And you showed what it's like to beat that, to separate yourself from people who are not pouring into your cup. You said maybe one of your most favorite chapters was Legacy of Healing.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I really liked that one page of a prayer for mental health you put at the end of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really, insightful. And again, prayer is powerful. You said it earlier, prayer is powerful.
And my thought process behind putting in the prayer, I put in the prayer towards the end of the book. So it's back towards the end of the book. It's just before the reflection questions. So I wanted to put in a prayer so as you got done with the book, you can just pray, like especially if you going through, you're depressed with a smile at that moment. And that's a time to just center yourself, have that open communication with God. Then once you have that open communication with God, then that's where the question comes in. And now you can write how you feel.
Yeah.
After you already open up, you're already communicating with God. Now you communicating back, writing how you feel in that moment.
It's crazy to see how far you've come. You said you've grown up with people telling you, to man up, to get over it. And now you're a passionate mental health advocate, man. You got your own book to help people with stuff, that you've been through. And even if they didn't go through something similar to you, you show what it's like to overcome depression, to overcome the battles of mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Has your experience with depression made you a different kind of coach? You were a different kind of person. Did you see different levels of your coaching?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So when I was going through what I was going through, I buried myself in coaching. But then I
Were you a meaner coach?
Yes.
Is this why I had to ask? Is this why you didn't put me in the game? Is this why I was on the bench?
No, you just sucked.
Oh, okay. I just had to confirm that one, you know.
No, but I found myself, I was a lot less patient.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much me because I'm still me. But I was a lot less patient. And that's one thing that I noticed, especially now this done opened back up. I'm like, back then, like I actually wasn't patient with the kids. I would just just get real quick. But now I'm learning patience. They still kids at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So now I go by the rule is I tell you once, I'll tell you again. But now the third time gonna come with some consequences.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. You think it's helped you become a lot better coach?
Absolutely.
Like substantially better coach?
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, these are kids. We talking about middle school through high school. They still like to play. They still like to, but when, like I tell them, I'm okay with all joking, playing around, but when it's time to work, it's time to work.
Yeah.
It's time to put away and let's get these 2 hours and let's go to work. You know what I'm saying? Then, later on, we'll play. You know that.
Yeah.
We always have that.
Yeah.
But when it's time to grind, it's time to grind.
For the people watching, I was lying. I was starting point guard. He did put me in the game. But,
Barely.
Nah, I was in the game. How you're a coach for basketball to, middle through high school. How would you coach yourself at your lowest point of your life now? I know you wouldn't want to change anything, but because you're the man you are today. But if you could coach yourself at the lowest point of your life, what would you do?
I would say, come on, get up. Get up. Let's go.
Simple as that.
Get up. Let's go. And let's go hang around your friends. Let's go and, go to a football game. Let's go to, let's go fishing. Because I've been asked to go, nah, I'm good. Nah, let's go. Let's go. That would be to myself, let's go.
What would you say to the people who feel like they'll never feel joy again?
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. This quote come to my mind. We've been made endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Your morning might not be my morning, but your morning will be coming soon. But you got to hold on. Hold on to God's unchanging hand. Like I said before, he will never leave you or forsake you. No matter what you're going through, God is right there by your side, but you got to reach out and touch him. Touch the hem of his garment, for you can be made whole.
What legacy do you hope Depressed with a Smile leaves?
Legacy is just a book for direction, for you can find clarity, so you can find God, if that's the case, so you can understand what you're going through. It's okay, but get up.
Yeah. You've told me once that you wrote this book to see if you could even save just one life.
This one. If this book can just touch one person, I did my job.
Wow.
I'm not out here trying to save the masses. It's just that one that needs it the most. And I'm willing to, do what I got to do.
Page 19, titled Anger in a Disguise. You talked about the struggles of dealing with the passing of your uncle. You loved him and held him so closely.
Yes.
And you were dealing with your aunt who kept getting sick. She was dealing with that, but she kept healing. And you talked about how the truth of it was you were mad at the fact that she kept healing and, your uncle didn't get to. Talk about that a little bit. Dive a little deeper into that and how, you weren't mad at her. You were more mad at just the situation.
So, my aunt, I love her dearly. So after my uncle passing, she kept going in and out of the hospital because of her bad decision making. And I got angry. I'm like, God, why you keep bringing her back because of her foolish decisions? And my uncle just went in to go get a kidney transplant, and had a heart attack 3 days later. Like, how is that fair? She's not doing what she's supposed to do. And I was just angry with her, like, so angry, like, you doing this to yourself. And now, if you pass away, guess what? That's another heartache on me because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And had to go through the same trauma all over again. So I decided then, I said, you know what? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So I just started taking away, like, I won't say the love, but to start putting up walls. So God forbid if she do pass, it won't hurt.
Yeah.
It won't sting as hard because if this would have felt like losing someone that close to you, I don't want to experience this again. So I started putting up walls. To this day, it's still a work in progress. We done got better because I cut all communication. I cut all ties because I didn't want to see that. But now my aunt is doing a lot better.
Yeah.
She done moved up the road. She stay about an hour or so away. She moved up the road. She's doing a lot better. And, slowly but surely we is getting back together and fixing our relationship because it was broke. But now that I see that she putting in the work and trying to live, that's a big thing. Trying to live, so doing what she's supposed to do, and we good now.
As we mentioned, this is your first ever book.
First ever,
First-
self-published.
Yep,
author.
self-published author. What's next? Another book?
No. I don't know. I say no now, but I don't know what God has in store because I didn't know I was writing this.
Yeah.
No, like growing up, I always wanted to write a book, but I never can like put the words together to make it sound like a book. But I guess I'm not that type of author that, write children's books. I'm the one that go through stuff in my life and just put it down on paper. So, who knows what God might have in store for me next.
I mean, you'll definitely continue mentoring.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. That is my life goal. That is what I'm sitting here to do, is to mentor, to empower the next man or woman. So I'm ready for it. I just got married 5 months ago. My wife, it's funny because my wife had to get used to people because she wasn't a
Sociable person.
she is, but to the point that where I am, because
Yeah. I bet
so
same feeling, man.
just prime example, we went to Showbiz one night to go bowl or watch a movie, and everywhere we turn, Coach J. I got parents. I got, everybody, yo, what's up, Coach? Da, 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 da. And she's sitting over there looking like, bruh, really? Really? Like, I'm like, baby, that's why I told you. If we want to do something, we can't do nothing down here. We have to go up north where, the kids ain't really going to go up there up north like that. So she really had to learn, but when I say that she really been, she taken to my school. She comes to the games. Even when I tell her not to, she still show up. I had banned her from my practice, though. I absolutely
Strictly business at practice.
I absolutely banned her from my practice because I let her come to one, and no.
Would you say she was the last piece of the puzzle to becoming like
Absolutely.
the mentor you are today, the man you are?
She was the last piece of my storm because I had to go through. I had to go through my storm because I'm asking God, where's my wife? Where's my wife? Where's my wife? Where's my wife? And I date with a purpose. I just don't date just I date with a purpose, and it's so. All these girls that I was taught to or whatever, like, nah, that's not it. Nah, that's not it. That's not it. So I think I had to go through what I went through. So then now God can heal me totally. So just imagine if I was still broken at this moment, if I met my wife.
Yeah. Everything happens for a reason, and it's all on God's time.
And guess what? I would have been very short with her. I would have been angry. And that's not her fault. So I had to go through and get healed first before my wife can come.
Yeah. I thought that was cool because the page before Legacy of Healing, you put, she became his partner, his peace, and his safe place.
Yes, sir.
And then the page after that, the healing. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
For anyone who's read this book already, and for the people who haven't, do you have any last words of hope or encouragement that you want to leave your audience?
I would say, don't get down on yourself. Stay encouraged. Stay prayerful. Even if you don't have much to say, just tell God thank you. Just have a prayer, just nothing but a conversation between you and God. And you seal it in Jesus' name. Just don't throw in the towel. Don't give up. It may seem hard right now, but you have to remember somebody else got it harder than you. If you're down all the way to the ground, you only got one move left, and that's just going up.
Depressed with a Smile by Jamar Jean Baptiste. You can
Yes,
get it
sir.
on Amazon, and you can get it at Barnes & Nobles. It was great talking to you, my friend, and my mentor.
Yes,
I love
sir.
you, man.
Love you too.
Proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
Depressed with a Smile, a book that so accurately helps with mental health and the battles with depression. Where can they get this book?
Right now, you can get the book on Amazon and Barnes & Noble online, and they will ship it to your house.
We'll put the link in the description.